Good morning. It is Wednesday. We're doing shipping today. If you're joining me over on YT or FB, give me just a second. I'm getting everything set up and getting everybody else welcomed in. If you're watching this on the replay, feel free to fast forward 60 seconds, 90 seconds, whatever seconds you want. You know why? Because it's your life and your prerogative. All right, let's get this going here. Welcome in our friends over on the old TikTok. And then we will get started here. Pull up all of our orders. Let's see. We've got eBay today. We've got Posh Mercari today. And do we have any Mercari today? I'm not sure if we have any Mercari today, actually. I can't remember. We'll find out as we're going along. We will find out as we're going along. Got to turn all the Christmas music on. It's getting close to Christmas, and that's very exciting. All right, and we're going to see who's going to be the first person on today. Edgar. Welcome in, Edgar. Wendy, welcome in. Army Lady over on IG. Welcome in. You guys get to see you. Nurse is here. Nurse, how is your foot today? Poor Nurse, guys. Nurse is like the busiest person I've ever met in my life, and I'm a busy person, so for me to call someone busy, they ought to be busy. And she has 2 hairline fractures. I mean, come on. Dizzy Karma's here. Mackenzie's here. Gia, welcome in. Shop SBH and Jessica. Welcome to the party. Why do I say it like that? Because they're reselling pirates. Nurse says, I'm okay. Get a ship. Of course you are. Nurse, you just strike me as a person that's just going to work through anything. It does not really matter. Nora, welcome in. Riz is in the house. Okay, we're going to do this as quick as we can today because I have a chiropractic appointment I have to get to. So we are going to get this kicked off and just blow through these. So this is everything that sold in the last, I guess, basically 36 hours. So Meg is here. Good to see you, Meg. Court 72. Okay, so the first thing we've got here is a pair of pants. These are the brand 7, not to be confused with 7 of Mankind. 7s, and it's weird. They're kind of like, it's almost like they're like a generic version of, they're kind of a generic version of 7 for All Mankind, if I'm being totally honest. Like, they probably actually it's probably a ripoff. But it is one of those things that they always sell for me. Now, that being said, I pick these up for dirt cheap at garage sales. So I'm picking these up for like 50 cents or $1. If you're not picking these up for, 50 cents or $1, $2 maximum, you're going to lose out on money. So these were capris. So these were only worth about $12. The pants I usually sell for around 15. Just a second. I got an appointment from my chiropractor. Let's see. Just a second. Oh no. Yikes. I may actually just wait to see you then. I would be a little hesitant just in case, period. Dang. Okay, sorry guys, life side note. I need to get my chiropractic adjustment, but my chiropractor was exposed to the CVID. So, I don't really want to do that. So I'm going to, blended. Sorry guys, that was a life moment. Man, I really need a chiropractic adjustment too. Like, I can feel I need one really bad, but I do not want to end up even remotely exposed to the CVIDs. That sounds like the worst holiday ever. So anyways, so I'm not getting a chiropractic appointment today because I am not going to get exposed to that. So don't do it. My son is actually here, Tenacious, and he actually has a cold. So I don't think it's the vids though. I don't think he's got the vids. He just has like a little sniffly. It's not looking like what it did when he had the viddies. So I'm bombarded by it. Guys, I am doing golden seal, zinc, vitamin C, elderberry, all of my homemade tinctures and recipes. I got it on lock in this house. I'm like, I do not want to get it. Can you drive down a road with potholes really fast and said, I know, right? Yeah, I just, I don't want to deal with that. I am too busy of a lady. I've already had the VDs twice, and I don't want to do it again. The last time I got it, I actually got it like, I wouldn't say like scary bad, but I got it like pretty bad. The first time I had it, it was like, I just lost my taste, and then I had just like a little cold. It wasn't like a big deal. And then the second time I got it, I got like really sick, like 102.5, lost my taste. But the worst was one night when I was like just shivering, shaking uncontrollably. And it's like, I don't want to do that again. So I will just deal with the, here's the thing with my chiropractor. All right, this is long story short. So I have a bone in the back of my neck that turns sideways. It's something, when I was born, my arm was tucked behind my back. And my dad yelled out, "Oh my God, she only has one arm." And my mom sat up in the middle of delivery and freaked out. And so the doctor, I know this is so weird and random, the doctor turned me so that my arm would pop back. When he did that, he turned me by my head. And so when I was really little, I had like really bad pigeon toe and really bad hips and situation like that. So I worked really hard when I was little to be able to walk straight. They wanted to put me in braces, like Forrest Gump kind of style. But my mom worked with me and I worked with physical therapy and was able to actually like straighten my legs out. So, but what we didn't realize is when he had done that, he had changed how my spine is. So I have like a little bit of scoliosis back there, which is just like, you know, and that's a hereditary thing usually. But my bone that sits in the back of your neck, it's this really tiny little bone. It's called an atlas bone. It's supposed to sit in this little like round pocket. Well, when he turned me, which we figured out years later, of course, but it was too late by then, but it moved this. And so my bone doesn't sit in there correctly. So what happens is my bone goes up on the back of my neck and it cuts off the spinal fluid to my brainstem. And when that happens, I get these headaches and I can't describe to you what it's like. They're called thunderclap migraines. It feels like someone is taking a baseball bat and literally beating me in the back of the head with it. It goes bam, 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 bam. And I go, oh, and then my eyes get big and my pupils completely dilate until like you can't even see the green part of my eyes anymore. And then it goes back down. I gave birth to an 11-pound baby. I have broken multiple bones. I am an incredibly klutzy person and I have lived through some really crazy injuries. Disc herniation, severe issue. I mean, I've gone through some stuff. Nothing will ever compare to what that feels like. So I get my neck adjusted by a very special chiropractor. It's called an Atlas orthogonal chiropractor, and it's a machine, and it's a whole system. It's a whole thing. Anyways, long story short, if you're wondering what it is, if you look up like Montel Williams Atlas orthogonal, you'll find videos about it. So if I don't get it done, though, that just keeps going out and out and out more. And what happens is it gets to a point where it's like, then the headaches start. So I'm in this conundrum because like I have to cancel it. I'm not going to go get myself exposed to the vids. But then there's also this like scared point of like, what if it goes out all the way? And then I literally feel like I want to die. And there's nothing that fixes it until it goes back in. If she was exposed to COVID on Monday, that means Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday that she would be fine. But then it's Christmas. So I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do. Anyways, that is a really long story, I know, but I'm in this weird life conundrum right now trying to figure out what to do. So I'm sitting here with my jaw on the floor. It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah. Hey, Kaylee. Yeah, it's something I went through when it all came to a head was back in 2013. The headaches were so bad and they were so severe. I was in bed for like 8 weeks. I lost like 30 pounds because I couldn't eat. Like they had me on like 6 or 7 different kinds of hardcore, like painy stuff. And I just don't ever want to go through that again. So because of that, there's like the scaredness of like that happening, but then there's also the scaredness and nervousness of like, I don't want to get the vids. So, I mean, if Coley's here, this is going to Ohio. So, yeah, I mean, I can't go. I can't risk getting exposed to that again. So, hey, Kit Kat, I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, I can't go, right? I can't go. There's no way. Anyway, all right, back to shipping. So these are going to Cheryl in Ohio. So come on, Mr. Black my eyes. Okay, so these are going to be in a poly bag. Now, these are over a pound, so I am going to ship them in pirate ship. So they are 12 by 9 by Let's see. What is the weight? I bet you they're like 1 pound, 1 ounce. I knew it. It's like 1 pound, 1 ounce. One. Yeah, so we're going to have made probably like $8 on these. Kit Kat. What did Kit Kat miss, you guys? Shall we fill Kit Kat in? Oh, whoa. That is not right. That can't be right. How is that right? We're going to go back. We're going to do that. We're going to do this label again because that seems insane. That was too expensive. Monster Joe, mischievous Mel. So Kit Kat, what you missed was I am supposed to have a chiropractic appointment today, and I just got a message 5 seconds ago from my chiro telling me that she was exposed to the old vids on Monday. And I have this horrible conundrum because I have a very specific kind of adjustment I get that keeps me from getting really severe migraines. But I can't get exposed, and then by the time she isn't potentially contagious anymore, that would be Christmas, so that's better. Okay, so these are going to be $8.36 to ship. Let's go ahead and buy a label of that. Yeah, I'm not going to go. There's no way I'm going to go. I mean, that's like a given. It's just there is this really nervousness of like, when I don't get an adjustment, and I'm already like a week overdue, when I don't get an adjustment, I start getting really nervous about the migraine situation. And it's like, oh my gosh. I mean, Nurse is in here, so she's a nurse. She probably understands. But there is this thing called thunderclap migraines. And if you've ever seen anyone have one, or if you've ever had one yourself, it is basically the most severe pain you can have in your life. And I've been through some tough stuff, guys. So I hope it doesn't happen. But anyways, send positive vibes and well wishes that she doesn't get it and I don't get the migraines and that everybody's good, because that's what we really want. Yeah, Nurse says, yes, it's horrible. It's horrible. And the worst part about it is there really isn't anything that could be done for it in my case, because the only thing that fixes it is that bone getting back into place. But then it takes time for the cerebral fluid to filter back through my brain so that I can think and that the pain goes away. So, and really pain medicine doesn't really help it because it's because of a specific thing. So anyways, long story short, we are going to hope that everything turns out okay. So, all right, we're putting a tracking number in here, and these are going post office. Yeah, so we made, I think, like $8 on these. No biggie, but $8 is $8. Okay. Oh, thanks for the gift, you guys. I appreciate it. Okay, next thing we've got here is a little hat and t-shirt combo. This is the 2017 Ed Sheeran Divide Tour. Now, I was not doing WN shows or Jamble shows when I listed this. Otherwise, this would have just gone into our music stuff. I, to be completely honest, forgot I even had it listed. So it's not worth much. That they must have released either this is not a popular Ed Sheeran's Divide Tour, or they just released so many of them that they weren't, that it's just not worth anything. I don't know, but it literally has been sitting in my closet for, I don't even remember when I listed this. That's how long it's been. So this is going to be 10 ounces. So we're going to go ahead and ship this straight from eBay. And I am going to put it in a little bag here. And we're going to put just a tiny bit of paper behind this hat, just so it doesn't get like crushed or anything like that. We don't want things to get injured. I better use bubble wrap or it's going to go over a pound, and we don't want to do that. I don't want to use that bubble wrap. Let's use something that's not quite so bubbly and rappily, if you know what I mean. Oh, all right. God is here. Good to see you. I'm very happy to see you guys. Hey, Amy, how's it going today, you guys? And if you're over watching me on the 2Bs that's UBs or anything like that, I can see you. Hello. If you're watching me on IG or FB or YT, feel free to questions, comments, thoughts, or ideas, and I will pop over and answer them as I see them. So, holla! Coley's here! Bailey's here. Hey, you guys. Good morning. Good morning. I'm repping Isaiah's company. This is Isaiah. This is my son's company, Coming Hot Clothing. Look at this design he made. Tell me that's not amazing. Like, I love that. I think it's so cool. I think it's amazing. It's for linemen, like people that do like all the work, like for when our power goes out, all of those amazing people. It is a flame resistant clothing line. This t-shirt's not, but all of their other stuff is. You got some great stuff. Feel free to pop over to the website and take a look. Support. He's got some cool stuff up there. All right, so we're getting this all wrapped up here. We need to put a sticker in. What sticker should we do? Oh, let's do this little cute lazy turtle. Look at him. He's like, he looks like a lazy turtle to me. I don't know if any turtles. Do you guys think, okay, I have like a random question. These are the thoughts that go through my head. Do you think that the animal kingdom thinks of each other in like terms of how we think of each other? Like, oh, wow, that's a really motivated person. Or, oh, wow, that's a really lazy person. Or like, oh, wow, that person's got a lot of fire and spice. Or, wow, that person's really analytical. Do you think in the animal kingdom, they like look at each other and it's like, you know, one pigeon looking at the other pigeon and it's like, oh yeah, Larry. Well, Larry's a real hoot at a party. Like he's just a class clown. You can't get Larry to talk about stuff. And then they're like, and then it's some other, like it's a squirrel. And the squirrel's like, oh yeah, Becky. Oh please, Becky's like the laziest squirrel I've ever met. Like, what do you think that happens? I don't know why. That makes me laugh. That makes me laugh thinking about it. Like, I don't know. I've never thought about that before, but now that I thought about it, I won't stop you to think about it. Okay, so this is going to be 10 ounces, and we've got, what do we got? Like 9 by 9 by probably 3. Let's take a look. So this is going to Maddie in California. Maddie paid $6.99 for shipping. We paid $5.26. I got both of these. I probably paid $1 for the whole thing. So it covers my original investment. So after all is said and done, I mean, we probably paid like $8 on this one too. It's funny. This little week, I don't know if any of y'all that are resellers are experiencing this, but it's like, I think it's so close to Christmas, people are buying like little small things. I think that they think they can like fill stockings up with, because I have sold more weird little purchase items, like as in lesser expensive items in the last couple days than ever. Like it's been all these like little kind of like nickel and dime things. So Coley says that's how I feel today. I hear ya. I swear you're in my head today. It's just okay. So I'm not the only one that thinks that way. I think this all the time. Like seriously though, you look at like a whole bunch of animals together and you're like, what are they thinking about each other? Like I can't not think about that. Like the bears that are at the zoo, like when they're all in the thing together and they're looking at each other, are they like judging each other? Are they thinking about what each other think? Are they even spatially aware that that is also a bear and that's in the same like animal kingdom class as them? Or do they see us and them as the same thing? Or do they not like classify it as all? These are like, this is the stuff in my head. This is me at 3 o'clock in the morning not being able to sleep, thinking about like, I wonder what animals think of each other. Hey Ruth, good to see you. All right, so this is going to the post office. Oh man, our post office. So we live in an interesting town. The town that I'm living in, it's like the 3rd fastest growing area in the United States right now. So a lot of the businesses and stuff and roads haven't caught up to the amount of influx of people moving in here. And so because of that, there's just things that like they're finally redoing the HEB here, because we had one grocery store for 45,000 people. That is not a joke. So you don't go to the grocery store here. You order your groceries online and then you pick them up, because otherwise you spend 2 hours in a grocery store. And so everything here is like that. So one of the things that we have here that's like that is our post office. So our post office is like this small, little, tiny post office. It's the kind of post office you would expect to see in a town of like maybe like 10 to 12,000 people max, right? But we are in an area of like 45,000 now. So this post office is really, really small. So there's only like, I think there's 3 windows, or there's like 4 or 5 windows, but there's only ever like 2 people working. And then their bin that's out front where like resellers or people would put stuff in that's already like pre-labeled is always full, right? So this thing's always full. So when I get to the post office, I have to like tuck my packages in there because they need to empty it more often, but they probably just don't have the staff to do that because it's a small post office. And so Justin went there the other day to drop stuff off. I think when we ship stuff on Monday. he went there. First of all, he couldn't find parking. He had to park like way far away, like around the back of the building. And then he gets there, there's like a line out the door. Of course, the thing up front was like almost completely full, but all these people that were in line to get to the window. So he had to go through like 30 people. Yeah, join my team. I love that. So he had to go through like 30 people and like, he had his big, huge bags. Like, excuse me, I'm sorry, excuse me. And all these people, he said every single one of them gave him the biggest stink eye because I think they thought he was cutting in line. They didn't realize that all of our stuff was already pre-labeled and all it was he was just trying to drop the packages off. So he gets there, of course, the bin is like super full and he's like trying to tuck things in and people are just looking at him like they're upset that they didn't print their own labels out at home and they're like super jam and jelly. So I was like, well, sorry you had to go, but I guess I'm better you than me. Thanks for the hustle. Thanks for the sticker hustle. I appreciate it. Hey, Ruth. I know, it was funny. I like felt bad for him, but at the same time, I was like, oh my God, I'm glad it wasn't me. I would be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is so rude. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. It's funny. Okay, next thing we've got here is a Vera Bradley backpack. Now, you guys have heard me talk about Vera Bradley before. I have two thoughts on Vera Bradley. One, I don't pick it up unless it's dirt cheap, as in like 25 cents to 50 cents, $1 if it's a super unique retired print kind of thing. Because Vera Bradley just doesn't sell as well as it did. Like when Cottagecore first came out, the Vera Bradley stuff sold really, really well. But Cottagecore's kind of been around for a little bit now, so I think it's kind of just not, they're just not selling as well as they did at one point. At one point, I was selling Vera Bradley bags, like new, like used ones for like 30 bucks a pop. Now it's like $10, but they sit. However, I saw this at a sale, and I got it for, I think, $3 or $4, which is usually more than I'd want to spend on that. But I had never seen anything like this. I had never seen a Vera Bradley backpack. Now, I didn't comp it or anything at the sale. I just bought it, and I'm really glad that I did because it actually wound up being worth something. So this one sold for $51.15 over on eBay, and this is going to Armani in Virginia. Armani in Virginia is getting the backpack. That's the story. Hey, Fetty, what's good? Hey, Erica. Thrifty Wifey is here today. How is Thrifty Wifey today? What is Thrifty Wifey doing? All right, so we're just going to get this little sucker all wrapped up and looking good, feeling good, being safe, and all of the good things. Oh, looks like my chiropractor messaged me back. Let's take a look and see what she says. Yeah, let's see how there's any way she's going to be able to get me in before. Well, let's see. If she was exposed on Monday, so Monday would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, so technically she would not be in the clear until like Thursday, which would be, is that Christmas? It's the day after Christmas. No, it is Christmas. Yeah, so I'm not getting this adjustment for like another week and a half or two. So I'm hoping if you guys are free. Okay, I'm so sorry this is happening to you as well. Just keep me posted and let me know, smiley face. I mean, what are you going to do? So, nothing you can do. I hope that she stays safe too. So, nobody wants to get that, especially this time of year. All right, so we're just wrapping our little backpacky guy up here, snuggling it all up, making it look all cute and all that good stuff. Erica, good to see you today. J-Licious is in the house. What is good? Amelia is here. How is Amelia doing? That's what I want to know, Amelia. Amelia. You've been going on now for so long. I know it's Ophelia, but Amelia sounds close to that. All right, there's that. What was that great book series? What was that great? Like, I feel like when I was a kid, there was like an Amelia. What is it, guys? Okay, anyone that's old enough knows what I'm talking about. What is the, do you guys remember there was like a book series, like an Amelia book series? What was that? Voting a lot of Dior ties. Whoa, J-Licious is fancy this morning. I don't have any of those, but I do have some Snoopy ties to photograph and some Tasmanian devil ties to photograph. And I have a, what is this one? I just pulled these out of the garage. And a Tabasco pasta tie. And these are the things I find that amuse me. And a vintage Robert Talbot Nordstrom's tie that screams 1990. And, oh my God, there's a whole bunch of these. And, ooh, this one's fun. And a Looney Tunes hot pepper tie. So I'm going to be doing ties today as well. Yeah, they are cool. They're definitely not as fancy as that. The Snoopy Dior, same thing. I like that. Snoopy Dior, I like it. Amelia Bedelia. Briz with the clutch. Yes, Amelia Bedelia. Oh, those were really good books. I forgot about those. Man, there were so many good things when we were kids. Like, there are so many good books and stuff. I feel like that has, like, I don't know. Okay, parents or grandparents, is there any good, like, new kids book series like that? Like, the last book series I can remember coming out, the last one that my son read, I think, would have been, like, Captain Underpants. Like, I don't remember, like, he's even too old for, like, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Like, so. Goosebumps, yeah. Oh, I mean, obviously, Goosebumps is the GOAT. Like, can you get any better than Goosebumps? Like, if I had a little kid, they'd be reading all the old good books. Like, I mean, when my son was little, I literally raised him on Muppets and Star Wars, because that's what I liked. So I was like, well, if I like it, then you'll like it, and then we'll like watching these together. Okay, that's ridiculously cute. Tell me that's not adorable. Oh my goodness. It's like Prince Corgi. That's Prince Corgi right there. What is the Judy Blume? Oh yeah, Judy Blume books are great. Like, what did I read as a kid? I was really into the Babysitter's Club. Does anybody remember the Babysitter's Club? I can still see the shelf on the Swim library exactly where it was. So I read those, and then trying to think what else. Like, yeah, we had a whole bunch of Goosebumps books. I think I actually, I think I sold those on eBay. I think that was one of the first things I sold out of my mom's stuff. Like, when she passed and I was starting to sell hard goods, I think that was some of the first stuff I sold was our old Goosebumps books. Because it's like, I don't have any little ones, and I may or may not ever have green kitties, so who really knows? And I'm not going to save them till then. I'll just get new ones. Boxcar Children Are Elite. I don't know what that is. That's interesting. My granddaughter is getting the Dolly Parton free books until she's 5. It's the classic kid ones. I love that. Oh, Dolly Parton. What an amazing human. Oh, yeah, says Dizzy. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we just wrapped it up. You guys know I love to do foam, and then I love doing the saran wrap. A, it protects the item, but B, it just keeps anything from falling out, especially when you've got, like, handles and straps and stuff like that. We're going to put it in a big poly bag and send her on her way. All the messages I've been getting from buyers the last, 2 days is like, could you ship this as fast as you can? Like, I'm trying to get last minute Christmas. And I'm like, dude, I get it. I'm about as prepared as that, too. Y'all know how prepared I am. We didn't even have chicken on friggin', or didn't even have turkey on Thanksgiving. Like, my level of preparedness is -40. I love Christmas. I love all the things about Christmas. I've been baking. I love all the baking. I love all of that. But when it comes to, the organized event of the actual day, I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing. All right, so let's see. What are we at for our weight on this? It's going to be about 112, so this is going to go over into the pirate ship. Yarg, 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 yarg. One free book a month, that's enough for a little kiddo. I love that, Coley. That's what we had when I was a kid with the highlights books. You guys remember not the highlights books. We had highlights magazines. We got 2 subscriptions when I was a kid. One, I think both of these were sent by grandparents. One was little golden books. So got all those, and I sold those actually at the very beginning too, out of my mom's stuff. And then the second thing was Highlights Magazine. Okay, does anybody in here remember Highlights Magazine? In the Highlights Magazine, my favorite part was there was Goofus and Gallant. And they were these 2 kids. One was like a good kid and one was naughty. So it was like Gallant goes to the neighbor's house and mows the lawn to help old Mrs. Schnigglebottle. And then it's like, but Goofus goes over to Miss Schlittlegottle's house and tags it with with a spray paint. And then he goes out and parties with his friends. And I was like, I don't know. Goofus's life sounds way more fun than Gallan's. I don't think that was the lesson I was supposed to get out of it, but that's the lesson I took out of it, was this Goofus guy. He's got like Gallant arrives at school 30 minutes early and does his homework and never goes out. But Goofus goes out and smokes Camel Reds behind the gym and drinks Zima out of bottles. I was like, whoa. I was like, dude, what is up, Goofus? We're hanging out. You guys remember highlights. I love that. Oh my gosh. You still get you guys still get that? No way. That's crazy. Snap Devil, I signed her up when she was 6 months old and spelled her name wrong. Holy, yes, that makes me happy. What is wrong with this picture? My favorite highlight thing. I know, that's like the thing. That's like my favorite thing is the naughty kid that was in it. Oh my gosh. Oh, Zima, dude. Anybody that is close to my age, do we have any like, kids that were teenagers in like the late 90s-ish kind of situation, or like late 90s, early 2000s? If you were, then y'all know who Zima is. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Like the generation before was like Boone's Farm. The next generation was like Zima. And then now it's like White Claw. There's always like basically, and then what was it my mom said that they drank when she was younger too? What was it? Wine coolers. I was like I'm too young for those, but there's definitely like, I don't know, maybe wine coolers were out when I was younger. I can't remember, but I just remember Zima. And I remember like the older kids, like when I was like in elementary school, I remember like the older kids, like my older cousins, like that were naughty, would drink like the strawberry Boone's Farms. Oh my gosh. Oh, that stuff. Dude, it's like diabetes in a jar, literally. All right, so we are going to be at, it looks like 1 pound, 11 ounces for this. And let's take a look at, somebody in here has to remember what I'm talking about. Sipped on one, I'll never forget the taste. Zima, dude, so bad. You were Boones and Zima, says Coley, and wine coolers. Okay, yeah, they were, I promise. I was into Bartles and James wine coolers. Dude, yes, I do remember those Bartles and James. They had a strawberry kiwi. Meg, do you remember what I'm talking about? The strawberry kiwi? That's so funny. Oh my gosh. And they do just make you thirstier because it also has so much sugar. They just drink them so fast. I can remember getting white girl, young girl wasted in the back of this car. It was, I think it was at school or something. I was hanging out with this girl, Paula, which unfortunately she's passed now, but it's one of those friends where I couldn't find her forever. And then I finally found her on social media and she had just passed. It was like so sad. But anyways, we were out in the car one day. I'll never forget sitting in the car and like we're drinking these Zimas and it's like they're just going down like way too easy because of course they just make you thirstier. And then all of a sudden I looked over and I was like, I don't feel so good. I got sick on Zima. It was like the worst thing ever. Like, ugh. Hey, Groovy Crabs, what is good? The old dudes on the porch. Yep. We ask random strangers. Of course you gotta ask random strangers. Like, how dangerous were we back in the day, you guys? Oh my gosh. Old English 800. Tracy, you're living the punk rock life with me. Now we're going into me being like 16, 17. I'm getting that old E800. I'm getting the wide mouth Mickeys. I'm smoking American Spirits. Or if I could afford them from panhandling, because at the time I was a street kid, or it was Basics cigarettes. They were 89 cents a pack. Oh my God, how am I still here? How did I turn out to be a responsible human that later had a child and raised him responsibly? I don't know how, because I was a nightmare. Legit, my poor mother. All right, so we got 18 by 12 by 2, 18 by 12 by 2. Oh, whoops, wrong area. It's not 118,000 pounds. What do you say? 18 by 11 by 2. Let's take a look at what our shipping is going to be for this. In a paper bag. I mean, of course. Hey, Groovy, good to see you. Adding Skittles to the Zima. Bailey. unlocked. You just unlocked the memory. Because Skittles is like one of my favorite candies. Skittles and Twix, I think, are like my favorite two candies. And that dude, the wild berry Skittles in the Zima. Okay. I cannot even imagine that. Things that happen in the woods are retrospective. Dude, no doubt, Riz. Oh my gosh. Mine would be titled Things That Happened at Half Block and Quarter Block, because that's what we called the places we hung out. Yes. But I hung out at Quarter Block. I didn't hang out at Half Block, because Half Block was like the really hardcore kids. Like these were like, and I was still like, when I was in high school, like before I dropped out, I was like kind of like the, like artsy nerdy kid. And then I found punk rock, and I had already completed, we were talking about this the other night. So my high school, it's not set up like this obviously anymore, but I was in this weird year where you were allowed to complete all of your required classes early. And so by the end of my 10th grade year, I had completed all of my required classes except for one geography class. I was already done with math. I was already done with everything else except for PE and foreign language. So in 11th and 12th grade, I would have had to take PE twice a day, and I would have had to take foreign language, 2 different foreign language classes, which would have been fine. I had been taking Spanish, and then my teacher retired. So I would have had to take French and German. I would have had to take 2 PE classes, and then my 1 required class in 11th grade. 2 years. I would have had to do it for 2 years. And so I was like, I'm out. I want to get my GED and taking college courses early and stuff. But yeah, it was interesting. So, needless to say that was my story on that. I don't even remember where we were going. Jolly Ranchers. GPC smoke stood for generic package. That made sense. I love that. Okay. Let's see. So we paid like I paid like $3 or $4 for this backpack. I can't totally remember. Sold for $51. It looks like shipping's going to be $8.80 on this. I hope I charged enough for shipping. I don't know what I put for shipping on this one. I was thinking I'd be able to fold it in half, but I think if I folded this specific backpack, it is going to get very bad looking. So, because it's kind of like stiff. Yeah, Jolly Ranchers in the Zima, says Brianna. Brianna, I don't remember the Jolly Ranchers. I do remember the Skittles. Maybe we didn't, in Washington State, we weren't cool enough for that. So... But yeah, I hung out at, I remember what I was saying. I hung out at Quarter Block, because Quarter Block was closer to the school, and it's where all of us kids that wanted to be hardcore kids would hang out. The real hardcore kids hung out at Half Block, which was a half a block from the school. Way more dangerous kids. I mean, they were way more hardcore. All of us wannabes were at Quarter Block. Oh my goodness, you guys, the memories. Good morning, Vanessa. Vanessa, we're just talking about how did we all survive as teenagers, because apparently all of us in here were all naughty puppies. Do we have any good kids in here? Or are we all just the naughty puppies that are in here this morning? My mom's thing was, as long as I got good grades, she kind of left me alone as far as I don't mean she was you have to get good grades. She was not that kind of mom. It was more if you're getting good grades, it probably means you're not doing anything bad. So I had a 4.0 grade average all the way through school. I think the lowest I ever had was when I was taking geometry. It went down to a 3.6 because I really struggled in geometry because I have no spatial awareness. But as long as I got good grades, she left me alone. So I was that kid that I was the good kid, good grades. I was in arts class. I was nerdy. I was a little bit of a naughty girl that liked crazy music and, making out with boys down by the river, stealing parents' smokes, drinking things I shouldn't have been. So I was I'm good, I promise, Mom. Is there any of me's in here? I fear I was a good kid, says Nicole. I love it. I was a goody. Vanessa, were you really? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. My parents would go out of town and we made PJs in my bed. Yeah, Bailey. That's what I'm talking about. My favorite story about my son was, my favorite, I should say, party story was I knew he was partying, having fun and being a naughty teenager. Of course he was. He got good grades, and because my mom was get good grades, pass school. we had a rough like a 10th and 11th grade year, but he cleaned it up in senior year and we were good to go. But my whole thing was just like, I will pick you up from the police station one time and that's it. You get one. So if anything ever happens twice, you're out. So we have always had that relationship where we're just very honest with each other. Anyways, so Justin and I, though, we go out of town and of course he was going to have a party. Like, of course he was like, I would never think he wouldn't have a party. Oh, we did fine for shipping. I charged way more than that. Okay, we made money on shipping. So anyways, we come home from wherever we had been. I think we went to Vegas or something. I don't even remember. Anyways, we come home and I walk in the house and the house is like too clean, right? And I'm like, oh, he had a party. So then I start seeing things. The bulb in one of the lamps, gone. I'm like, okay, interesting. The TV, we had those old school, large, giant, like roll around TVs that were like the whole huge ones before we all got flat screens. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, the old console ones. There is like this streak smudge, like that looks like a sneaker went across the front of it. I'm like, okay, interesting. Then I go over and I see the vacuum and I'm like, what is going on? And Justin picks up the vacuum and liquid just pours out of the vacuum, not wet vac. And I knock on Isaiah's door. And I'm like, hey, Scoob. And he's like, yeah, what's up? And I was like, so I just have one question. I'm not really wondering about the light bulb, and I'm not really wondering about the streak on the TV. But why is there wet in the vacuum? And he just stood there. And I was like, how's the party? And he's like, that's pretty low key. I mean, it wasn't like too bad. I'm like, just don't vacuum the wet up again because it's going to ruin the vacuum. Like, and it smelled like Corona so bad. Whew, that's a memory. God, that seems like a million years ago now. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I mean, he was a good kid though. I didn't have to worry about him too much. We had a couple incidents, but overall, not bad. Not bad. All right, next thing we've got is a Thundercats playset. I picked this up in that huge lot, so I probably paid 60 cents for it, and it sold for $22.32 over on eBay. That Thundercat stuff, man. Don't snooze on the Thundercats, kids. This Thundercat stuff has sold so fast. It's crazy. I mean, Brian Vintage Toys said it would, and he was right. So we are going to pop this into a box because I don't want it to get ruined. This is one of the people that messaged me this morning and was like, could you please ship this out as fast as you can? So if I missed any of your guys' comments too, I apologize. The chat was going crazy then. Oh, Jenny Lee Days over on YouTube says, love your videos. Thank you, Jenny. I appreciate it. That makes me feel good. I love that. I love making these videos. I love hanging out with you guys. So, all right, we're going to get all of this all snuggled in here in a Smile Amazon box and sent on its merry way. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put down a little bit of this as lining so we don't hurt the box. Opal, how are we today? Molasses Gang is here as well. Happy to see you guys. Morning, morning, morning. Happy Wednesday. It is officially 1 week until the Christmas festivities begin. That's exciting. I need Scoob to get better, and I need no one else in our house to get sick because I have all these adventures I've been seeing, all these like crazy like lights shows and like all sorts of fun stuff I want to go to. So I'm like, nobody else in the house can get sick. We're all taking our supplements, so nobody gets it. No one is allowed to get sick. That's the rule. All right, so I'm just going to put some saran wrap or some bubble wrap in here. Get him all snuggled in. We will include that looks like the TikTok finger heart thing. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The little finger thing that you can like give someone the finger gift thing. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about. That's what that looks like. Kenzie, what is good? I think I already said hi to you, Kenzie. Kenzie, hello again. I'm saying hello to you twice today. That's what we're doing. All right, we're going to put some of this stuff in here. We don't want this to get ruined because obviously they're trying to give this as a Christmas gift, so we don't want things to get banged up and hurt and all that good stuff. How is Marie today? What's Marie up to? Are you guys still listening and working, or are you getting in that like holiday mode of like, oh, I don't want to do anything. I just want to do holiday. I just want to do Christmas stuff. Like, it seems like the closer we get to Christmas, the more I'm just like, I want to work, but it's like, I also want to just hang out. Last night we did watch, Zay was feeling a little bit better last night, which was great. So we watched the new Beetlejuice movie together, and that was a lot of fun. He didn't remember the first one, which is, it's so funny to me because it's like, I mean, when he was little, we watched that movie probably 20 times together, but I mean, he would have been pretty young, so he didn't really remember it. So it's kind of interesting, like me, because I watch Beetlejuice all the time. It's one of my favorites. And so guys, again, I am beyond a Tim Burton fan. Like, it is a beyond fan situation. Like, I am an official ridiculous fangirl of Tim Burton, and he just gets me. Like, I remember seeing Nightmare Before Christmas and the first Batman, and I was like, okay, this human gets me and how my brain thinks. Anyways, so there was so many different little Easter eggs in the second movie from the first one. So I won't spoil it or anything for those of you that haven't seen it. But if you haven't watched the first Beetlejuice in a long time, I would suggest watching it again before you watch the second one. Or if you've already watched the second one, go back and watch the first one and then watch the second one again, because there is so many Easter eggs in that from stuff that was in the first movie. Ready to be done with work, says Marie. Can't wait to be off next week. Are you off all week? Who's off next week? Are you guys off all week long, or what's the deal? Being Kinder 27, I like your name. Welcome in. Welcome in. All right, so we're just saving up our little Thundercats thing here, making sure that it's going to be all safe and sound, getting off the old little tags, and so on and so forth. We're just going to pop a fragile sticker on it. Does this really help? I never know, but I put one on anyways because it makes me feel good. Marie says, Tim Burton, Baz Luhrmann, David Lynch. Those are my peeps. Those are my peeps. Also, I'm super into, like, I love, like, the old Ed Wood movies. I love a lot of the old B-grade movie stuff is fun. But I definitely like, and then of course anything that's like Star Wars related, Pirates of the Caribbean, like I love a lot of that kind of stuff. And then there's also the other side of me that's really into like, I love like Lord of the Rings. I love The Hobbit. I love Harry Potter. I love like a lot of like those fantasy things, obviously like Princess Bride and all that kind of stuff too. So I like a lot of that kind of stuff. I would say I am a pop culture person. Like I love a lot of like the, classic stuff like that. And then there's also the other side of me that loves like Ninja Turtles and all that stuff too. So I like a lot of stuff, I guess. All right. So we are at 18 by 14 by, we better call that 7, 18, 14, 7. And we're going to go over into pirate ship 18, 14, 7, 18, 14, 7. We'll paste that down, make sure the address goes in good. 18, 14, 7, and then let's take a look here at our weight. I hope I charged enough for shipping on this. I'm sure I did. All right, so we are at 4 pounds, 7 ounces for our play set here. 4 pounds, 7 ounces. Let's take a look and see, excuse me, what our shipping's going to be. All right, so we're going to do $14.22 for shipping, which is about what I figured it would be. I think I charged $13 for shipping on this. Yeah, I did. So I lost about $1 on shipping, but that's okay. I'll take it. I could have just shipped this straight in the box and just put foam around it, but it's like, this is going to be a Christmas present probably for someone's kid. So the last thing I want it to do is arrive like banged up. I'm like, I will eat the $1 for your kid to be able to open up a Christmas present that doesn't have like a dent in it or something. So that's just me. So, all right, so we're going to go ahead and put that down, get this label bought, and print that sucker out. And here we go. So it's going to go UPS, and hopefully I'll get it before Christmas. I mean, it's getting pretty close. This is definitely, like, I would say the last of the being able to even remotely get stuff close to Christmas is kind of mailing it out today. So if you guys are trying to get stuff to people by Christmas, if you were thinking about not doing shipping today, I would suggest doing it, because now we're at Wednesday, which means it'll ship Thursday, Friday. It'll be partially in transit on Monday. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, kind of. So really today is like the last of the last. Like if this even gets there before Christmas, I would be mildly surprised, but you know, he just bought it. So there's nothing I can do about that. All right, we're going to add the tracking on here. And here we go. Don't forget to visit Darkside Pizza. Yes, Riz, thank you. I actually want to write that down. Riz, I have your post-it note here of places that she tells me to go. Darkside Pizza. I know Dizzy Karma sent me a bunch of stuff too, so we'll just have to see how he's feeling and what that looks like for how many adventure places we're going for sure. Okay, so save and continue. Get that over here. And then moving over to, I believe, Poshmark. Let's take a look here. We shut down the bakery from Christmas until the 3rd of January. Yeah, exactly. You must watch Top Secret Old Val Kilmer Spy Parody. You know what, Chloe? I'm going to write that down too, because that's one, it just does not sound familiar to me. So, Top Secret with Val Kilmer. Perfect. I know I haven't even gotten through all my Christmas movies yet, so I'm going to be putting on like Muppet's Christmas Carol today for sure. What is Ruth up to today? How's Ruth doing? Okay, let's take a look over at Poshmark and see what we got. So our first thing over on the old Poshy. It's a musical? Well, you know I'm in. We're going Friday with my son from Seattle. That's crazy, Riz. Riz, you and I have so much in common, too. It's so weird how there's a couple of y'all on here that we have, like, a ridiculous amount of things in common. Like, it's really crazy. Okay, so the first thing we sold over on Posh is a 1990s polo golf Ralph Lauren striped blue shirt. Somehow it's sold for $15, which is interesting because I have my settings to where nothing is able to sell under $15. I wanted to give you guys an honest review on something too. Yeah, see, because they took $3 of that. So honest review on something. Y'all know I'm a Vendu girl, and I'm a Vendu girl for life. I love how their setup is. I will always have it. I love how their cross-listing platform is. Everything over there works like how my brain works. I prefer their cross-listing, how it works. I prefer it over Autoposher. Now, that's just me. No shade on Autoposher. They're amazing too. It's just I like how their setup is over there a little bit more. However, they have a thing over there now where you can like set it up to be able to send out offers like Autoposher has. I will say this. I think that is still, I would consider in a more of a beta testing mode because I'm having a couple issues here and there of it like not sending out some of my depop stuff. I can't get it to do Mercari at all. And I've been working with the Vendu guy to try to figure out what I'm doing wrong. And I can't figure it out on my end. So I'm going to say this. I think that feature is going to be great. I know it's something they're still working on. I know it is still in beta testing. So I'm not giving it a full review because it literally says on the screen, we are in beta testing for this. If you run into issues, let us know because that's how they're able to like get it fixed. Here's what I'll say though. I'm already paying for Autoposher again because I didn't like Flip. So I switched over to Flip for sharing my Poshmark closet because it was free. So I was like, why am I going to pay Autoposher if all I'm having Autoposher do is share my closet? It seems silly to spend that money. So I switched over to Flip. That was a disaster. The sharing feature for me for Flip over there for Poshmark was terrible. I had to go in every day and reset it. It would reset itself in the middle of sharing everything. It was just too much for me. I'm like, I get that it's free. And if you're first starting out and you don't have the money to spend, use it. You work through the glitches. It's free. You get what you pay for kind of thing. But I just don't have the time for that. And so I switched back over to Autoposher just for the sharing. So I did the lowest package. I think it's like $23 a month or something to share my Poshmark closet. I think I'm going to go ahead and turn the offers back on over on Autoposher, pay the additional $6 a month, and then just turn off the Vendu feature for that for now. As they work through it and as it gets to the point where it's like flawless over there, I'll go ahead and go back over. But it's just taking me too much time to be messaging back and forth with them and trying to figure it out on their end. I'm like, look, I'm here to help out a little bit, but I can't solve your app issue for you. Like, you need to have your software developers and your internal people working through this. That shouldn't just be on the customer. You guys know I will always give you 100% honest opinions and reviews on stuff. So if you're a Vendoo user like I am, stay with Vendoo because it is amazing and I freaking love it. And I literally would never switch how my cross listing is there because it's just so intuitive. And I think for me, I think it's better than Autoposher in that case for me and my brain. But the Autoposher sharing system and the Autoposher offers sending system is definitely better than Vendoo is right now. So that's kind of my opinions on both of those. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the Autoposher sending offers back on, pay the additional $6 a month, and use that until Vendoo gets this figured out. So when I messaged with Vendoo last night, I talked to a guy over there, Julian, and he's like, I'm so sorry. He's like, we are really trying to work on this coming into the new year. I know that we're going to have it completely fixed and it's going to be smooth and flawless because the nice thing with Vendoo is that's included in your package over there. So then I could get rid of Autoposher and then I wouldn't be spending, $30 or $32 a month or something over there and save myself that money. So I'm just waiting for them to get it a little bbit better and I'll keep you guys posted. So it's not delisting when sold for me this week. Coley, that I had the same thing happen. So I messaged them and they said, yeah, we're sorry. It's really interesting. Autoposher and Vendoo both had an issue with this week. It's something in their, they're developing servers or something like that. I can't remember the notice I got, but the notice I got from Autoposher, if you guys are on Autoposher, you know what I'm talking about. We all got a notice that was like, we apologize. It was in an email. We apologize. Something happened. I'm not a fancy internet person, so I don't remember exactly what it was, but it looks like Vendoo was having almost the exact same issue this week. So I don't know if they use the same servers or the same, guys, I don't know. I don't understand the internet stuff, but both of them have been having issues. So I've been going in and manually making sure that my stuff was delisting this week too. So overall, I love it. I don't have anything bad to say about Autoposher and I don't have anything bad to say about Vendoo. It's just a matter of figuring out what works for you. I am excited for Vendoo because Autoposher's been around longer than Vendoo has. And so it's like Vendoo's kind of like figuring out how to be like Autoposher, but then also be its own individual place that just works a little bit differently. This is how I put it. Some people like Apple and some people like Android. Some people's brains think Apple, some people's brains think Android. And it's like, I think it's like that with Autoposher and Vendoo. You either think how they have their setup over on Autoposher or you think how they have their setup over on Vendoo. And I just think how they set up on Vendoo. So I'm looking forward to that getting figured out. Anyway, I wanted to take a second and update you guys on, what I was doing with that. And, I'm always trying to help problem solve for all of us. And we are all better together. So, okay. So they're getting this little polo shirt. Like I said, I picked this up for $1 at a yard sale. Craziest little sticker, milk, super funny. And actually, you know what? I think I might have got this one for 50 cents. I think I got the shirt for 50 cents. And so we'll have made about $11.50 on this. So nothing crazy, but Vendoo was around before. Oh, was Vendoo around first? Oh, see, I didn't know that. Okay. Well, that's interesting. That means that Autoposher caught up like way faster than Vendoo did. So that's interesting. Like they are definitely either like they had a higher budget or I don't know who owns it. I have no idea. But that's interesting. That's crazy, Riz. Yeah, I thought that it seems like Autoposher's been around for like years and years and years and years. I mean, maybe Vendoo has. I don't know. I haven't been doing this long enough to know. So Aaron says, how is your son? He's good. He's much better. He was much better last night. He came out yesterday. I finally saw him at like, I don't know, maybe like 2 or something. He came out of the room. He had all of his sheets and blankets and stuff. And he was headed to the wash because he was like, oh my gosh. He's like, I had such a bad fever in the middle of the night. He said, I sweated through everything. So, we got all his blankets washed and everything, got everything changed. He went and took a shower. And when he came out, he was feeling way better. So he's like a little bit sniffly, but like not too bad. And then last night we sat down to do dinner because he was craving Thai food. He loves Asian food, and especially when he's sick. So he ordered in Thai food, took a couple bites, and he was like, I just don't know. I don't know. And so he headed in. He's actually still sleeping today, but he is also one of those people that he's just a lucky person that gets over stuff like ridiculously quickly. So I have a feeling that he is probably doing much better today. Thank you for asking. So hopefully, I know. And then it's so funny, Erin, because I was supposed to go see my chiropractor today, and then I got a message from her that was like, hey, I've been exposed to the vids. So, and I'm like, well, I'm not coming to that yet. I'm like, everybody is like sick. It's got something. I'm like, defense, golden seal, vitamin C, zinc, slippery elm. Like I'm taking like I normally take about 30 supplements a day, but right now I'm taking like, I don't know, 35. I ordered more elderberry last night. Like, we're drinking that. I got stuff cooking on the stove, all of my mom's old recipes and tinctures. My mom was like a super naturally hippie healer mom. And it's stuff that has been passed down. Like these recipes are like old family recipes. Like, my family's Irish and German. And so a lot of these are like old country passed down kind of ways to heal and stuff like that. And so I always do all of them. And, you know, I believe that they work. I'm not a doctor or anything, but I believe that they work. And that's what I have to say about that. From Seattle, loves Thai food. Yeah, no doubt. Right. Oh my gosh. Man, I definitely miss the Asian food in Seattle. I would say the Asian food here is not as good. But on the flip side, the steak's better, the brisket's better, I would even say, like, I mean, grocery store is better. Like, so you get what you get, right? Did he have the stomach bug I had on Saturday night? Coley, I think maybe that's what it is. So because he had, my alarm is, all year long, my alarm for everything on my phone is Peanuts Christmas, the song. I'm not kidding. I never change it. I've had that alarm on my phone for everything for like 10 years. Anyway, side note. Yeah, because he was like not feeling like eating. And for Isaiah to not feel like eating, I mean, he's 6'4". He's, you know, a tall kid. Like, he eats a good amount of food. And so he didn't eat dinner early the night before. And then yesterday I made him some tacos in the afternoon. He ate that. And then by dinner time, we got Thai food. And he was like, oh, I'm not feeling it. So I think that's maybe what's going on. We'll see. I love the hippy dippy, says Vanessa. Girl, I'm telling you, the amount of things that I have saved myself from having like surgically done and stuff, just from doing the hippy dippy stuff. And everybody can feel how they want to feel about stuff, but I have definitely, I mean, I saved Isaiah and I both from getting tubes, or my mom saved me from getting tubes in my ears. I saved Isaiah from getting tubes in his ears. A lot of different like skin stuff and things we've had over the years. Like, there's definitely a time and place for Western medicine, but I think there's also a time and place for Eastern medicine. And I think that a marriage of the two of them is wonderful. It's like I have a thyroid disorder, so I take thyroid medicine every day. I've been taking it for, oh my gosh, I don't even know, probably over 10 years, 12 years or something now. And I tried the, you know, the Armor All thyroid stuff that I was getting from my naturopath. I tried that for like 6 months and it didn't work. And so I switched on to, you know, Western medicine stuff, and I've been great for years. So you just kind of, you know, you figure out what works for you. So we are Mercantile. Thank you so much. It was the banana bread. My mom was a hippie too. Yeah, it's the banana bread. Dude, you guys, that banana bread I made should be illegal. It is, I think it's the best one I've ever made. So like I said, I've never made it before where I did the sour cream and did the buttermilk in it. And it is like out of this world. It's out of this world good. And then I always toss in a little bit of Odo, which is my starter, my sourdough starter. I put that in, literally it goes in everything I bake, and it always just makes everything like fluffy. My mouth is watering. I can't wait to have a slice. It's so good. It's so good. It's so, so, so good. So I wish everyone's gonna be like, oh, what's your recipe? I'm like, I have no idea. I just throw shit in a pan and hope it works out. And it did. But that's the problem with not having a recipe, is that you can't repeat it, right? Oh, that's why my Vendu. Okay. Well, all right, Vendu, I apologize. That's why my Vendu wasn't sending Depop offers today, because it looks like Depop got an update and I am not logged in. So interesting. Coley, if you sold anything on Depop and it didn't delist on Vendu, that's going to be why today, because it looks like they had an update. So that's interesting. Jack, I can hear him from the other room. Oh, do you guys hear the squeakies? Squeaky, squeaky. Where's Salty Mermaids? She's missing the squeakies. All right. Oh, they're sending an authentication and everything. Oh, yeah. They definitely had an update. That's interesting. All right. Just a second, guys. I got to get everything logged back in here. All right. Oh, Jaylicious, if you're in here too. I saw that you messaged me back. I just hadn't had a chance to check it yet today. Okay, oh, and it looks like we got an offer on the old Depop, so let's take a look and see if it's something we're interested in. All right, let's see. It is a jacket. Why do I feel like I already sold that one? No, maybe not. Maybe it was the orange and gray one. Hey, honey. Meh. Can you look and see if we have item number, I don't know. It's a coat that's going to be like on the top shelf.
Item number, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have an item number on here because it probably didn't fit in a bag. It's this one here. It's like a red one. I feel like, let me look in Vendu. This is real life comping, kids. Columbia. Let's take a look and see. Oh, yeah, it does. Sorry. It does. 1037. Just make sure I still have it. Yep. Okay, cool. All right. So I'm asking $23 for it, which I think is a good price. They want to do $18.90. That would be oh yeah, for sure. We're going to accept that. Perfect. Turn and burn that stuff, kids. And if they pay for it on Depop, we'll be shocked and surprised, right? Because that's how that goes. All right. So what do we got over there? Looks like we've got a pair of boots. So we've got these boots here, which I knew these were going to be what sold over on Depop. So this is a pair of $19.90. It's a brand called Genesco. And I hope I'm saying that right. That's how I've always said it. This is an old military brand. I don't think that they still are around. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not super hip on the military gear. But these old, like, grunge 90s Nirvana style boots, I mean, you can pick these suckers up in just about any shape. I mean, these are hella distressed along the front. The tread is almost completely gone. But I saw these. I picked these up for like $3 at a garage sale. I'm like, there's no way that these suckers don't sell. And they sold over on Depop, probably for like 25 would be my guess. 28. Yeah, so don't snooze on boots. You know, a lot of people will see these at the bins or they'll see them, you know, at a sale and they'll just pass them up because they're like, oh, wow, those are so busted. It's like, no, you don't understand. This is what people are looking for. They're looking for it to look. There is this thing right now, and I think we're all feeling it. I think we're all feeling and searching for a time when things felt kind of regular. Okay, you guys, this is my theory. All right, we're going to do a charity theory for a second. Here's my theory. I find myself, and I find friends of mine and Isaiah and Justin, so people from all different age groups are feeling this way. We are all aching and searching for a time where things felt regular. And what I mean by that is by times when people weren't just in their phones all the time, when they're at a social gathering, they're actually hanging out together. When we used to not care what we did or said around each other because it wasn't going to go on social media and it wasn't going to get construed wrong, or we didn't have to be so worried about, you know, our kids' images getting shared or just things like that. Like we just didn't have to worry about, we didn't have to worry about things as much, you know. Everyone listened to kind of a little bit of every kind of music and everyone had their own little groups of friends, but then you also kind of got along with everyone and you just had fun, and it just wasn't so watered down. It's like I look at the world right now, kind of how I see it a lot of times, and this is not a pessimistic view, it's just kind of how I see things. Like I feel like things are a little fast fashion-y right now, meaning movies feel a little bit more generic, shows feel a little bit more generic, clothing is more generic, everything's just kind of a little bit watered down feeling. And so I think the reason why the 90s stuff and the early Y2K stuff is so popular right now is because it's a time in the world that was such a unique time. You know, the internet was coming out, but it wasn't that big yet. You didn't have any social media. Everyone just kind of hung out. You knew who your friends were because you said you were going to meet up at 3:00 somewhere, and you met up at 3:00 somewhere, or you left notes, or you passed notes in class, and like it was just a different era. And I think everyone is kind of jonesing and feeling like they wish they could just have that back. You know, maybe we didn't appreciate it for what it was. Now, do I love the internet and social media? Heck yeah. I get to come on here with you guys, and I love that I get to do this. Sitting in this room all day by myself will be pretty gosh darn boring. But then there's this other aspect of it where it's like, it's just not the same with other stuff, right? And so I think that's why this stuff is so big right now and so popular. You have this generation of kids that didn't get to live it, but they get to see videos of it. They get to see on social media like high school 1997, high school 2010. They get to see what it was like back then. And then they see what it's like now. And it's like, wow, I really miss that time. Like, I wish I would have been there. I missed that era. Kind of like when I was a kid, I was like, oh my God, the 80s punk, 80s scene was so cool. I never got to be there. I never got to see that, you know? So I don't know. That's what I feel like. Little less effort goes into everything. Crazy Melia, I agree. Marie says relatable. I agree. Yeah, so Way Out Mercantile, how I would list these is I'll just read you guys out the whole listing if you want me to. So vintage JG, Genesco black combat boots, leather. And then this was my description. Worn in Vietnam, and I know that because the gal that I got them from told me the story about her dad used to wear these, and so there was a whole family history. Boots have that worn in grunge style. Retro 90s, 80s, 70s. These are authentic, no major flaws, lots of wear and character. Old school original cord laces. That's one of the things that people look for in these old boots, if it has the original old cord laces. And the reason they look for them, and Riz probably knows the reason why, but the material that they used on these are like so much less breakable. The new cord laces, you pull on them and they bust so much easier. It's probably from plastics and stuff that are in that, but they like knowing that the old cord laces are still there. Now, most importantly, what are my keywords in this? So my keywords in this were goth, gothic, punk rock, military, army, American, punk, 1970s, 1960s, USA, biker core, biker, bike life, motorcycle, leather, edgy, indie, rock, death metal, hardcore. So those are all the things I had. Now, what I can do for y'all, because y'all are probably like, I'll never remember all of that, is let me pull up these boots here, and I will hold this up so that you can screenshot this. Let me get to it real quick here. Let me get to it. Let's take a look here. All right, let me just pull this up here. Everyone get ready to do the old screenshot here. I'm doing this without my glasses on right this second, which is just a terrible idea. All right, so here is that. So I'm going to go ahead and put that up for a second. Let you guys go ahead and screenshot that. All right. Perfect. So those are the things I use for anything that's like grungy, bikery, leathery boots. That is pretty much the same keywords I put on all my boot stuff. So hope that works out. Deep Thoughts with NiceComps. Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy. Dude, memory unlocked. Loved that one. That and Deep Thoughts was great. And then who in here remembers Lowered Expectations? Does anybody remember that? Oh my gosh, that's such a good one. All right, now these ones, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up in our foam. I am going to wrap them a little separately here because I don't want them to touch. Like, yes, they're distressed, but I want them to still arrive in the exact same condition that they saw on the photos. It's funny how polar opposite those terms are. USA, American, biker, punk rock, goth. I know, but what's crazy is they all blend together now. It's so wild. Golden Girl said, did your son make it? Yes, he did. He is here. He has been fighting what looks like maybe a little tummy bug or a little congestion-y thing. We haven't decided which one it is yet. So he's fighting that a little bit, getting some extra sleep. But we did watch the new Beetlejuice last night, and that was a lot of fun. So cute little panda guy. Do we get to meet him? I hope so. I hope so. I told him, I said, all of my TikTok friends are going to be like, where can we meet your son? Can we meet your son? And he's like, oh my gosh. He's like, I don't know. He's like, maybe I'll pop in and surprise them all. I'm like, maybe you will. So I'm sure he will, because I want to do some videos of us doing out and about and doing stuff out there. So I'm sure we will. I'm just waiting for him to feel better. So yes, when he feels better, for sure. Yeah. Beetlejuice is on Max. It is streaming on Max. So if you've got Max, it is free on there. If you find it anywhere else, I think you got to pay to rent it. So Justin found a great package deal he must have got it for Black Friday or something, but it was Max Disney Hulu, I think, combo. So that was a sweet little slick combo that he found. So we are rocking that out for sure because it was way less expensive. Like, and I don't like to have a million different streaming services because honestly, I just don't watch that much TV. So I tend to watch like old movies I like or old shows I like, and those are just what plays. But when you can get those sweet deals for Black Friday and get it like for a whole year, it's definitely worth it. So Debbie, what is good? J Family Chen's good to see you today. All right, and then of course we're gonna wrap these up in just a little bit of I think a tag I forgot on there that I can't believe I didn't put on there is alternative. So that's the other thing you want to add on anything that's got any sort of like, if you think anyone that ever went to a Hot Topic ever wore an item, make sure you put alternative on there. I just completely forgot on that one. Somehow that didn't get put on. So, okay, so this is getting put in. We're going to go ahead and put this into a bag. And I think I may need, that's a super big one. We need that next size down. Let's take a look here. We need this size. We need this size. Okay, putting that in. And let's go check on our friends over on the other platforms. Yeah, so if you guys are watching me over on YT or IG or FB, if you got any questions or anything, feel free to ask. I've got it open so I can see the chat for sure. So if you got any reselling questions or anything, feel free to, ask. All right, we're going to get these all packaged up here. Hey, Annie, good to see you. How is Annie today? All right, we're going to get these all. And those feel good. They don't feel like they're going to shift around in there. That's my biggest thing with shoes is just making sure that they don't shift around because, otherwise they injure each other. And then it's like, all you're doing is shooting your own self in the foot. Get it? Get it? Because it's like, get it? Because it's shoes. Get it? Get it? Probably going to get an infraction for saying that, but that's okay. That's what's new. All right, we're going to copy the address here. We're going to go over to Pirate Ship. We're going to put this in and get this shipped out. Okay, let's take a look here. So I paid, like I said, I think I paid like $3 for these. So these are going to Daniel in California. And let's take a look at what our length is. It's probably 12. So let's go 12. Let's see what they weigh. Oh, we got to tear that. Tear that scale. Tear that scale. Tear that scale. All right. So 12 by 6 by 3 by 3 pounds by 7 ounces. Those are some heavy boots. All right, let's take a look here. California is weird for me because every once in a while it'll be really expensive for me to ship stuff there. And then sometimes it's not. There's no rhyme or reason. So these are $8.39. That's about what I expected. Way Out Mercantile says, is this Depop where you put all these tags in? Way Out, that's a great question. I put them everywhere. So at the very bottom of my description, if you go to any of my listings on any of the different sites, just look up NiceComps, you'll see that this is how all my stuff goes. In my description, I have the title, meaning all of the little things that are up in the title. I also put in the description. That way search engines have 2 places to find it. Then I put the condition. So I'll write a little thing about the item. And then I do measurements if it's a clothing item. And then I have my little disclaimer that's like, please inspect photos. Stands not included. I ship from Texas, blah, blah, blah. All your little things that, each individually like to put in there. And then at the very, very bottom of that, you'll see all of the different keywords that I use for items, as well as probably my SKU number in there as well if it's a clothing item. If it's not a clothing item, you won't see that. That same thing goes in every listing everywhere, because what I'm trying to do is I'm utilizing those keywords for the search engines to be able to find those, to be able to show that item to the person via Google. So that's where it goes out. Yeah, you want to put it all the time. Yes, Thrifty Duckies is correct. Hey, Heidi, good to see ya. Okay, so let's go ahead and buy this label and get these boots shipped out. I knew that these were going to sell. I saw those at the sale and I was like, oh, yeah. And it's so funny because it's something that most people would just pass right by because they just don't think that kind of thing's going to sell. And it's like, I know that's going to sell. I'm like, that is 1990s. These boots are literally the boots that they wore in like that movie Singles. Do you guys remember that movie? By the way, I found out recently, fun fact, I love fun fact stuff. And fun fact about that movie is the movie, okay, follow me on this. The movie Singles. First of all, does anybody in here even remember that movie? Because if not, this is going to be a ridiculous story that no one's going to understand. So there was a movie called Singles. It had like Ethan Hawke in it. It had a million different people, like a million like next generation Brat Packers in there. Randy, I love that movie. Okay, yes. All right. Yeah, and the cameos. Singles, of course. Okay, so you guys know what I'm talking about. Did you know that there's a producer that went to the person that made Singles, so the maker of the movie Singles, and said, are you guys ready to freak out on this? Are you ready to freak out? Fun fact? Okay. Went to the producer that did Singles and said, hey, I want to make this movie into a show. And I want to make the show about all these people that live kind of close together, and some of them are roommates. And I want it to all be in one central location. And we'd like to use the characters and the premise from your show. Would you be interested in partnering up to do a show that's like this, kind of like what the movie was like? And the person, this is such a moment. The person that did that, the producer of Singles, said, nah, I don't think a show like that would ever work. So this person that had this idea said, okay, no worries, and went to a different place and partnered up. And that show became a lovely little show called Friends. Yep, Aaron, you got it. Is that insane? Look at goosebumps, my erector pili muscles. How insane is that? Snoozed on that moment. That's like Kodak. When people were like, Kodak, you got to go digital. You got to start doing digital things. And Kodak's like, oh, we don't want to have any part of that. Or IBM, c'est la vie. Like, dude, it's hard to hear an opportunity knocking if you're too busy knocking the opportunity. And that's what that was. Friends. The goth guy didn't make it into the cut for Friends. No, they didn't. They definitely, it went way less, goth core and went way more prep core for sure. Like they went from Hot Topic to Abercrombie for sure. But I just think that's so crazy. And like, think about the amount of money that Friends brought in and what he would have made. I mean, can you even? Like, oh, so crazy. So crazy. I know, how amazing is that? I just found that out recently and I was like, what? No way. Oh my gosh. All right, let's see. It looks like we still have a couple more items maybe, or is that it? Oh, this might have been items that I already did. So let's take a look at all of our platforms here. So it looks like everything's good on eBay. Did we get everything? I think those boots are the only thing I sold yesterday on Depop. Yeah, so that's the only thing on Depop. And then let's take a look at Poshy and see if there's anything else there. It looks like everything else is in transit. Let's look on the old Mercari and see if we've got anything there. Nope, that's all been shipped. And then let's take a look on Gray Gold. I don't sell very much stuff there, but I always look just in case, because sometimes I can't tell if I've sold something over there as easily. I just don't get as many notifications as I do other places. No. You know, I had a good question. Someone asked me the other day, like, what kind of stuff actually sells for you on Grailed? And if you guys sell on Grailed too, maybe you can chime in. You know, Grailed is interesting. I would say Grailed really lives up to their name. And what I mean by that is it's not just like your average things that usually sell over there. They're usually higher end designer stuff or like kind of unusual things that would be harder to find other places. So I'll just give you an idea of my last couple things that I've sold over there. So we had a 1990s brand new dead stock Corvette embroidered jacket. She had to cancel.
Oh.
She got exposed to the vids.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've been rushing to get ready.
Oh, I'm so sorry, baby. I forgot to say something. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I know, bummer, right? I'm totally already overdue for adjustment, too. Sorry. I know, it's going to be interesting. We're just going to pray the thunderclap away. So anyways, so 90s Corvette jacket, then a Y2K really unique Marilyn Manson t-shirt. A super rare Champion reverse weave hoodie that had like these 3D letters embossed on the outside, very unusual. A 1990s dead stock Russell Athletics shirt. A pair of really unusual corduroy Fat Farm pants. A really unusual rare pair of 514 Levi's. so these are all rare things, a super rare 1990 San Francisco 49ers shirt that looked like Powerballs being pulled, like the Lotto Powerballs. A 2006 white zombie black t-shirt. No, snap, it's not the one you want. This is one I had before that already sold. And that was back in July? Yeah, so that's kind of like some of the things that have sold since then. So it's always just kind of like rare stuff that I list over there, because otherwise I feel like I'm wasting my time. So just to let you guys know, that one thing one bonus I did see on Vendu today, and I think this is brand new. Coley, I don't know if you saw this, but they have 2 new marketplaces on their offers thing. They've got Vestair Collective, which I don't know what that is, but they have Grailed now. So you could actually send offers to Grailed from Vendu. So I'm going to, I just made this decision. I'm going to use Autoposher for the offers for all the other platforms, but I'm going to take advantage of this Grailed one on Vendu because it's included in with my package, because there is nowhere else I can send offers to Grailed. As far as I know, Vendu is the only place that does that. Autoposher doesn't have Grailed. They must not, because I don't remember ever seeing Grailed over there. So that's cool, for sure. Let me take a look here. I'm going to make sure I'm right about that, but I don't remember seeing Grailed over here. Yeah, so that is neat. And that's like brand new. I did not see that before. I don't know, Coley, if you saw that, if that just popped up like in the last day or so. So no one told him it was going to be this way. Yeah. No, that's a trivia question somewhere. Oh, you know it is. You know it is. Least preppy guys, Joey. Are you guys ready for something? No one in here is going to believe this, and I'm okay with that. I don't need anyone to believe it because I know it to be true. I have never seen an episode of Friends. All right. Chat freaks out. Everyone is like, excuse me. I literally have never seen an episode of Friends. For me, it's like when Friends came out, I didn't have TV and I already had a kid. So we were watching like Star Wars and Muppets and any of the VHS tapes I had. I didn't get cable until like 2002 or 3. And by then, Friends had already been on for like a super long time. And so it just wasn't something I got into because I didn't grow up with it. I didn't know anything about it. So to this day, still, I've never seen an episode. I've seen snippets here and there. Like when it's on shows, I've seen like, they'll play a little Friends thing. And it's probably been on the background somewhere that I was one day, but I've literally never sat down and watched an episode. Like, it's so crazy. Chica, you haven't either? Okay. I mean, I'm not, Nora hasn't either. All right. I'm not feeling so way out there then. Marie says, I've been seeing Vestair ads on Facebook. It looks like it gets bad reviews. I don't know anything about it. I'm the kind of person with new platforms. I'm not going to spend the time on something like that to get all my listings in. That's way too much work. If it winds up looking like something good and I start hearing about it from other reputable sellers that I look up to, then I might say, this is interesting. Let me look into it. But as of right now, until it gets some traction, I personally wouldn't spend my time on it. That's just me. Hot take, Harry Potter is better than Star Wars. Ooh, Mercantile, we may have an issue. There may be some fighting words there. I am going to highly disagree on that one. You have seen my living room, correct? I mean, my kid's first word was Darth Vader, so that's a situation. Betty says same. My husband's never seen an episode until we got married. Now he doesn't like it. I don't know that I would like it or not like it. I just, I don't know. I've never seen it. So The Office, I love The Office, same kind of like funny, quirky humor, right? But I just didn't watch TV, like regular shows for so many years in there that there's quite a few of them out there that I, hadn't seen. So like Friends, there's other shows like that from that era that I've never watched. Like I've never seen The Kardashians. I've never seen an episode of that. I couldn't tell you their names. If you said it to me, I will give you $1 million. I could say, there's Kris Jenner, and I know that because of Caitlyn, and I know that they were married at one point. And then I know also that Kris was married to one of the guys that was in the O.J. Simpson attorneys, I think. This is how bad it is. I don't really know. And then there's I know Kim because that's like a popular one. That would probably be it. But I've never seen an episode. I've never watched it. So currently watching Friends for the umpteenth times this thrifting. It's weird. It's so crazy how sometimes we just don't see things, and so that it doesn't go into our rotation of like stuff. Plus, y'all have to remember, like, I'm way more into like The Walking Dead and like those kind of shows. Like, I love zombie flicks and I love that kind of stuff. So for me, it's like if I'm gonna put something on, like I can put on The Walking Dead and fall asleep because it relaxes me. I know. Hey, y'all, welcome to the weird. I mean, you know, you get what you get with me. So, Rob Kardashian, was that was the attorney, right? He was the attorney. Wasn't he an attorney for the OJ trial? Am I wrong about that? Maybe I'm wrong about that. She was married to Johnny Cochran. I don't believe that's true. Isn't that the guy that's like, if the glove don't fit, you must acquit? That's that dude, right? Kris Jenner was married to OJ's lawyer. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I haven't watched the Kardashians either. I don't plan to. It's just, again, no shade. I don't know anything about them. It never made it into my like rotation of things that I watch. So, yeah. Oh, is it his son's name too? I think. Yeah, I don't know. That's the extent of what I know. Okay, guys. So, a couple other reminders. If you guys aren't following me over on YouTube, please do so. I'm gonna be after the first of the year. Jess and I are gonna start doing some silly content over there. We want to do like some funny videos together. So we're gonna do some stuff over there. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube. It's just NiceComps. So that's reminder number 1. And then reminder number 2 is I am going to be doing a WN show, my first one ever. I'm like kind of nervous about it. I think I'll do okay. I don't know. It's always weird when you do something you've never done on a platform before. So I got a lot of great info from you guys yesterday because I watched, I popped in Shop the Sellers whatnot that she was doing and got a couple really cool items. I know Coley's like, I know what you got, National Lampoon stuff. So I got a couple things and I got some great info from you guys because I've never done a WN show over there. So it's like, I don't really know how it works. But I am going to be doing my first one. It's going to be on the 7th of January. So make sure you go in and bookmark it. It's just NiceComps over on WN. If you follow me, I'll follow you back too. But you did watch the first Real World. I have a fun story about that, Opal. Actually, I'll end this story. So when I was in hair school, I went to a hair school called Jean Juarez, and it was in Federal Way. And they had a contest. Whoever could sell the most shampoo and conditioner would win tickets to go to the Real World Seattle premiere. And so I wound up winning. And so I won these tickets to go to the premiere, and I won 2 tickets. But at the time I was kind of off again, on again with my son's biological father. And so he was going to go with me. And then I think we got into a fight or something. I don't remember, but, so he wound up not going and my son went to my mom's house. And so I just went by myself and I went to the Real World premiere in Seattle, for the Seattle one, which that must've been like, let's see, I went to school in 98. So it has to be 98. So I went to that one and then I wound up making friends with the gal that was in that show. Oh my God, so many years ago, I can't remember. She had really super curly hair. I will remember if I look it up. Oh God, I can't remember her name right now. It's been, like I said, so many years. And you guys have to remember too, this is before social media. So if you don't have someone's phone number and kept up with them, you ain't keeping up with them. Let's see. Real World Seattle original cast. And once I see her, I'll recognize it immediately. Well, only if I put my glasses on. So let's take a look here. Let's see. That is going to be Irene McGee. So that is her. So I made friends with this chick at the show, at the Real World premiere. And we went out that night after the show and went, because my son was at my mom's house, for the weekend. And so I went out after the show. And we went into this club, this old underground club in Seattle, and I can't remember the name of it now. And we saw Sky Cries Mary that night. Like, I don't know if anybody knows who that is, but we saw Sky Cries Mary together and then hung out for a while. And then I wound up crashing at a friend's house up in Seattle. But yeah, she was a super cool chick. So that was kind of a neat little Real World. Man, I haven't thought about that in a very, very long time. Yeah, gosh. She had Lyme disease. This gal here, she wound up getting Lyme disease. This one? This chick here? That one? Yeah, because that's definitely her. Crazy. If that's what happened. Well, Phoenix Underground. Marie. I literally can't even. That's exactly what it was. It has to have been the Phoenix Underground. Did you ever go? Did you remember I remember it having, oh man, I went there so many times. It had like AstroTurf or something on the floor. Like I remember having something really weird on the floor, and it had those two big giant pillars in the bottom. And it was like a super unsafe basement. Like it has to be Phoenix Underground. Like it has to be Phoenix Underground. Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. Yeah, I wouldn't have even watched that whole series because I didn't have TV. So I just watched that premiere episode, and I probably never watched the whole thing. Like I said, no TV. So, yes, iconic place that got damaged. Oh, did it get damaged in the earthquake? That is it then. So that has to have been where we saw them then. That has to be it. Man, one of my only like weird little regrets on my life, because I don't like really regret anything because I love where I'm at now, but like one thing I would have done is I would have written down every concert I went to, every band I saw, because I mean, guys, I have been to thousands of concerts, like literally thousands of concerts. And so I've seen I've been to probably 1,000 concerts, but I've seen thousands of bands. And so it's like there's just so many that I know I saw, and so many like stories like that I had completely even forgotten about. Like there's just so much there. Especially from when I was kind of like living in Seattle and spending the weekends there. My son would go over to, my mom's house for a couple days, and I'd go to, 2 or 3 shows. And so it's like so weird to think like, I just wish I would have written all those down, because it's like, I can't remember all of them, New York's my favorite season, says Stells. Potato books shot. We're going to do potato book shot. I like that. Potato book shot. Yes, iconic plate. Yeah. Yeah, you watched it for the decor. Oh, yeah. That's like Big Brother. I love Big Brother. I'm a huge Big Brother fan. Like, I've seen every single season multiple times. And so I love watching it for what they have in that show. So, okay, you guys, I'm going to head out. I'm going to do post office, UPS, hopefully do some adventures today, get some work done. I need to get more pictures and all that good stuff done. So, all right, guys, thanks for joining, and I will see you all. I might be on tomorrow, so we'll find out. Okay, bye, everybody. And if you're over on, Carmen says, I've never seen Friends either. I'm 38. Okay, Carmen, I don't feel bad then. Like, literally, I feel good. I feel okay about that then, Carmen. All right, if you guys were joining me over on YT, IG, or FB, give me a follow, hang out, and I will see you guys next time. All right, peace, everybody.